3 young lives taken in a brutal 48-hour rampage. In northern India, a deadly leopard has struck fear into an entire community, leaving behind a tragic trail of loss. Rutba Manzoor, just 10 years old, became the latest victim, her body discovered near the forest that should have been her safe haven. This heart-wrenching incident follows the tragic deaths of 12-year-old Shahid Ahmad and 15-year-old Muneer Ahmad. Join us as we delve into this chilling and heartbreaking series of events, unraveling the mysterious and terrifying behavior of this apex predator on a killing spree. Welcome to Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, where we dive deep into the wild's most terrifying and heart-stopping stories. Today, we're uncovering a shocking series of tragic events in northern India, where a rogue leopard has claimed the lives of 3 young children in just 48 hours. Rutba Manzoor, only 10 years old, was the latest victim, found lifeless near her home, following the devastating deaths of Shahid Ahmad, 13, and Muneer Ahmad, 15. In this chilling episode, we'll explore the behavior of this deadly predator, the impact on the community, and the larger issue of human-wildlife conflict. If you're fascinated by the raw, untamed power of nature and the shocking encounters between man and beast, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our gripping stories. Don't forget to like this video and share it with fellow wildlife enthusiasts. Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, where every story is a reminder that in the wild, survival is never guaranteed. It was a warm afternoon in the small, quiet village of Kalsan, Kashmir, where 15-year-old Muneer Ahmad set out on a routine errand that would tragically become his last. Like many in his village, Muneer was familiar with the surrounding forest, a lush expanse of trees and undergrowth that bordered the village. It was here that he often tended to his family's livestock, gathering firewood or simply walking the familiar trails. But on this fateful day, a lethal predator was watching from the shadows. Unbeknownst to Muneer, a leopard had been stalking the area for days, hungry and emboldened by recent successful kills. Leopards are stealthy hunters, masters of blending into their environment, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The forest near Kalsan, dense and teeming with life, provided the perfect cover for the predator, who had likely been observing Muneer for some time. For the leopard, the boy represented an easy, vulnerable target. As Muneer moved deeper into the forest, perhaps gathering wood or checking on livestock, the leopard followed silently, creeping along with calculated precision. The rustling leaves and distant bird calls masked its approach, and Muneer, focused on his task, remained unaware of the danger closing in on him. Leopards are known for their unparalleled patience and ability to strike swiftly and without warning. In a fraction of a second, the predator would have surged forward with incredible speed, covering the short distance between them in near silence. Muneer, with his back turned or perhaps moving between trees, might not have seen it coming. The leopard's massive body, muscular and built for ambush, collided with him, knocking him to the ground in a blur of fur and claws. The leopard would have immediately gone for the throat, its jaws clamping down with deadly precision. Leopards kill by suffocation, cutting off the air supply of their prey while pinning them down with their powerful paws. For Muneer, the attack would have been quick but brutal. A single swipe from the leopard's razor-sharp claws could have left him stunned or incapacitated. In those fleeting moments, there was little he could have done to defend himself. The forest, now eerily quiet, became the scene of a tragic loss. As Muneer's body lay lifeless under the cover of trees, the leopard, satisfied with its kill, would have dragged the boy further into the brush, hiding him from any potential passers-by. This is a common behavior of leopards, stashing their prey in secluded spots to return later and feed. Hours passed, and as the afternoon light faded, Muneer's family began to worry. His absence was unusual, and when he did not return by dusk, a search party was organized. In remote villages like Kalsan, such delays can easily be dismissed as minor distractions, but deep down, there was a growing sense of dread. With word spreading of other recent attacks, the community feared the worst. The search party ventured into the forest, their calls echoing into the night. After hours of searching, the grim discovery was made. Muneer's body was found in a clearing, the unmistakable marks of a leopard attack visible. The grief and horror that followed his death spread quickly through the village. The horror of Muneer Ahmad's tragic death was still fresh when the village of Boniyar was struck by an eerily similar attack just a day later. The same rogue leopard, now emboldened by its recent kill, continued its deadly rampage, this time claiming the life of 13-year-old Shahid Ahmad. With 2 children dead in less than 48 hours, the fear and urgency in the region reached a boiling point. The once peaceful forests surrounding these villages had now become the hunting grounds of a relentless predator, leaving the entire community on edge. It was an ordinary day in the remote village of Boniyar, Kashmir, a place where life revolves around the land and its natural rhythms. 13-year-old Shahid Ahmad, like many boys his age, often helped his family by taking their cattle into the nearby forest to graze. That Sunday he ventured out as usual, completely unaware of the silent danger lurking in the undergrowth. The forest was dense, the thick canopy of trees casting long shadows on the ground. The birds sang their usual songs and the cattle moved slowly through the brush. Shahid was used to this routine, having wandered these woods for years, feeling confident in the familiar territory. But what he didn't know was that a predator, an elusive, powerful leopard, had been stalking the outskirts of the village for days. For a leopard, hunting is a game of patience. The animal would have likely spent hours or even days observing Shahid's movements, blending effortlessly into the surroundings, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Unlike many big cats, leopards are known for their ability to adapt and thrive in proximity to humans. And on that fateful afternoon, the predator's natural instincts took over. Shahid likely never heard it coming. Leopards are silent, stealthy hunters, capable of approaching their prey without making a sound. As Shahid tended to his cattle, perhaps sitting on a rock or walking between the trees, the leopard began its final approach, crouching low, muscles tensed, eyes locked on its target, and then in one explosive movement it attacked. Leopards typically go for the throat, using their powerful jaws to suffocate their prey. In this case, it would have launched itself at Shahid with lightning speed, knocking him to the ground before he even had a chance to react. A single swipe of its massive paw could have incapacitated him, and within moments the young boy was likely unconscious. In the stillness of the forest, there would have been no cries for help, no struggle visible from a distance. Just the quick, efficient work of a master predator. Hours passed before anyone realized Shahid was missing. His family, growing worried as dusk approached, likely sent others to search for him. But when they arrived at the forest, it was too late. The predator had dragged its victim into the brush, leaving little behind but signs of a brief, violent struggle. It was only later that night that searchers discovered Shahid's body, left in the shadows of the forest, the telltale signs of a leopard attack etched into his flesh. By the time authorities were alerted, it became clear that this leopard had developed a pattern. 15-year-old Muneer Ahmad had fallen victim in a neighboring village, Kalsan. And now, with Shahid's death, fear gripped the community. The events leading up to Shahid's attack represent a tragic intersection between rural life and the encroachment of wildlife. Villagers had been warned not to venture into the forest alone. But in places like Boniyar, life depends on the land, and danger is often an unavoidable part of daily existence. Now, the community waits, unsure of when or where the leopard might strike next, while authorities work tirelessly to track and neutralize the rogue predator. With heightened security and patrols, traps set and tranquilizers ready, this manhunt will soon come to a head. But the scars left by the loss of young lives like Shahid Ahmad will never fade. It was early afternoon in the quiet village of Bernate, nestled in the rugged terrain of Kashmir's Himalayan foothills. 12-year-old Rutba Manzoor, like many children in her village, was accustomed to playing and helping with chores near the forest's edge. Despite recent warnings of a dangerous predator roaming nearby, the daily rhythm of life continued, with villagers often moving in and out of the wooded areas surrounding their homes. But on this day, Rutba would become the third victim of a relentless killer stalking the region. As Rutba wandered closer to the tree line, perhaps gathering firewood or chasing after a stray animal, the predator, now infamous for 2 recent deadly attacks, was watching from the dense cover of the forest. The leopard had already claimed the lives of Muneer Ahmad and Shahid Ahmad in the nearby villages of Kalsan and Boniyar, and it had developed a terrifying pattern of hunting the most vulnerable: children. Leopards are expert stalkers, relying on stealth and patience, blending seamlessly into their environment. This one had clearly learned to strike with chilling precision, waiting for moments when its victims were alone or distracted. For Rutba, the forest would have seemed peaceful, the occasional rustle of leaves or chirping birds likely putting her at ease. But in reality, the leopard had already begun its slow, calculated approach, moving closer with every step she took. Without warning, the predator pounced, its powerful legs propelling it out of the brush and directly onto its unsuspecting prey. In an instant, Rutba would have been knocked to the ground, her small frame no match for the leopard's crushing weight. The attack would have been swift and brutal, the leopard's sharp claws raking her skin as its jaws locked around her throat, a method of suffocation used to quickly immobilize prey. In those final moments, the dense forest would have swallowed up the sounds of the struggle, leaving nothing but an eerie silence in its wake. For hours, no one realized that Rutba was missing. When she failed to return home by dusk, her family and neighbors organized a search party, fearing the worst. As darkness fell, they scoured the edges of the forest, calling her name and scanning the ground for any signs of her. It was only later that night, deep in the shadows of the forest, that they made the heartbreaking discovery. Rutba's body lay hidden in the undergrowth, covered in the telltale signs of a leopard attack. The villagers were devastated, and fear rippled through the entire region. With 3 children dead in just 48 hours, it became clear that this was no ordinary predator. The same rogue leopard that had killed Muneer Ahmad and Shahid Ahmad was now confirmed to have claimed Rutba Manzoor's life as well. The link between these 3 tragic attacks was undeniable. The leopard had become a ruthless hunter, preying on children in isolated moments and moving from village to village without warning. Its behavior had become increasingly dangerous, prompting immediate action from authorities, who now faced the daunting task of hunting down this elusive and deadly predator before it could strike again. In these remote villages of Kashmir, the once tranquil forests had transformed into dangerous hunting grounds where a lethal predator roamed free, leaving families shattered and communities gripped by fear. As we've seen, the tragic deaths of Rutba Manzoor, Muneer Ahmad and Shahid Ahmad paint a chilling picture of the escalating danger posed by a rogue leopard in the villages of Kashmir. These heartbreaking attacks serve as a stark reminder of the unpredictable and often deadly conflicts between humans and wildlife. With the predator still at large, the community remains on high alert, anxiously awaiting the authorities' next move. Here on Savage Tales Animal Encounters, we bring you the most gripping stories from the wild, where nature's raw power and untamed beauty often come with dangerous, unpredictable consequences. From deadly predator encounters to awe-inspiring animal behavior, our channel explores the fine line between survival and tragedy in the animal kingdom. If you're fascinated by these powerful stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next episode. Share this video with your fellow wildlife enthusiasts to help spread awareness of these incredible yet often perilous encounters. Remember, here at Savage Tales Animal Encounters, every story reminds us, in the wild, survival is never guaranteed.